All right. You got a beautiful smile.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, welcome to Rope's Podcast.
Thank you. Nice to have. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we're supposed to do this a very long time.
Yes.
And didn't reach
It's
out to
the
do
right
it yet.
time.
But
It's the right
it's the
time.
right time. Okay. Your son, Taylor McDermott.
Tyler McDermott.
McDermott. Okay. He's been of an incident on the 70, is it at age 17?
He's 17.
And he fatally got shot. And over in N10, over
And
E17.
15. And 15.
N15.
Yeah.
Okay, and Thursday the 15th of April? Or the 13th of April?
No, it happened the 13th of April.
Okay. And he died
On
the day after.
the day after.
My God.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Thank you. Thank you.
And a lot of parents are going through the same grief you're going through right now.
I know.
And losing a child is
It's not easy.
It's not easy. You understand? So, okay, tell us about your son.
Oh, my only son, Tyler. He was 17, very comedianic. Loved to laugh, loved to give jokes. We have no perfect children, but he's a go-getter. And you know, when they reach a certain age, they want to do their own thing. What you want for them is not what they want for themselves. So he's not a going out person to go party and stuff like that. But you know what these young men are like when they reach a certain age. He's lost his dad at a very early age, and I think that he wanted to be the man. For his main purpose was to be that son to look after his mother, whatever role he might want to take up, because me and you think of 9 to 5, going to college, going to uni, but the street was their home and their passion. So unfortunately, the street took him from me.
Okay. At 70, he died at 17.
17, yes. He would be 18 on Sunday coming.
Okay. So you're planning something special for his birthday?
Yeah. I'm leaving that to the young people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. He's the second child for both of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. At the time of his death, he just finished secondary school.
He's in college.
And in college doing carpentry.
Carpentry, yeah, and science.
Wow.
He wanted to do physiotherapy. And the backbone of it is to be do carpentry. So whatever house he buy, he would fix it himself, because that was his future thing.
You ever heard the saying that the grave is the richest place on earth?
I know.
And the reason why they say the grave is the richest place on earth is because so much talent
It's got
gone back to the grave.
without
Because a young Taylor now want to be a scientist, want to be a carpentry, you want to design houses, you want to. You never
big
know.
dreams.
You never know what he could have been.
Yeah.
I want to tell you, it's not easy for me doing this interview. So if you see me fluffering and
Well, it's not easy
trying
for
to
none
find my
of us.
words,
It's not easy. It's not easy for none of us. But
it's not been easy, and I just imagine what you've been through and
what I'm going through,
how you're coping.
God, it could only be God, the grace of God, and a close network of people. Not a lot of you, but the network is God's grace. As I have spoken to parents who have been through what I've been through, and the response that I'm getting is like, I'm a tower of strength, but my strength is not my own. I don't know how I do it. I don't know how I wake up in the morning. I don't know, but I know it's the grace of God. So I'm just resting in him at the moment and hoping that I can reach someone else, you know.
Okay, all right. In '96, we lost a great youth as well, was doing great in Stephen Lawrence. I would last many more after.
Yeah.
But that one that stopped the nation, and I don't know if it's because it's a racial motivation killing when everybody was out and we think that life was going to be better, we was going to live together as one black nation, we were going to look after each other kids, but nothing changed. What's wrong with our community?
We think there's a sympathy that goes out as soon as a child dies. But after the funeral, it's like everybody go on to live. And they think that you're going to do the same, that knowing that that's when the hurt starts. Because you have to now live that life without that child. Whether it's through sickness or even this, which is such a harsh thing. But most of our young black men are dying now. And instead of us waking up to do something, we're still separated.
I can't understand because almost every day, if it's not every day, a black child is
Dies.
murdered by a black child.
Yeah, that's why it's stigma, black on black crime.
And if a black child be murdered by a white child or any other nation, we would be out in our numbers, demonstrating, marching. Why can't we do the same? What's happening in our community? What are we doing wrong?
When I first lost my son, I went on social media and I asked for a march. And it was raining and I went to a church service and I was adamant, even up until the hour before the march. I put it out there so people come, let's go and march. I got the police involved. They were great on that day. Couldn't find no parent, couldn't find no one. Couldn't see no one coming out. We were waiting to see if we would get that crowd to come out and said enough is enough. But we're still waiting. Even up today, we're still waiting.
I want to ask, where is the church leaders in the midst of these crises where these black kids are being slaughtered in the street? Where is our leader? Who is our community leader? Who do we go to?
I'm going to be honest with you on that. First of all, we can't just blame or ask, where's the church leaders? Because at the end of the day, then them themselves will reach out. But when no one else is reaching out, what can happen? I know personally, I've got a pastor that reached out. She's been very good to me. She's been supportive through this, because my children grow up in the church. But then again, even so be the case, when you're back home, and if you as a parent don't go to church, the children do still have to come out to go to church. Yeah. It's not happening here.
Because what happened here, in Jamaica, we believe in the village raising the child. We still have things going on in Jamaica. Jamaica is going on terribly wrong now.
We know that.
But we still have people.
There's still a fear.
There's still a community that raise a child.
Not here.
But over here.
Not here.
Is it a government issue? Is it a racial issue? We get into statistics where we were made to fill up the prison population? Because we have to talk the truth, because I don't see no other nation really going to prison like the way our people are going to prison. Statistics show that black men are more likely to go to prison.
Because of jealousy, greed, and bad mind.
It can't be that much.
Yes,
it must be some chop that sets.
No.
I'm just trying it out there. I'm just playing devil advocate.
As a parent, or even as a black person, I can say to you, freely speaking, instead of us coming to the community as one, all right, when you go to Stanford Hill, you'll see the Jews.
Yes.
Not stigmatizing. They are a community that does everything together. You see the Indian man, they do everything together. You see the Scottish, the white, they do everything together. As soon as a black person, not even black person, us Caribbean are doing something, there's something of jealousy, greed, and creed. We're not together. We are not promoting togetherness. We don't know what real love is. We don't know what standing firm together is as a community. Because if even me, what was in the dancehall fraternity back then, you have the south side, you have the north side, right? Even the young men growing up, you have the gangs from this area, that area, what area. And it's a community thing. As soon as these young boys reach a certain age, they're asked, where you from? Where you from? Where you're from. You feel like you're being threatened now. Because if you're not going to be a part of it, then you're going to become a problem to it.
Okay, let's divert a little bit. Do you think that it's down to how the parents grow the child? Because my kids could never go on the street and say and speak like man's, where man's from. Because I tell my kids that, listen me, you're up to born here, but you're not from here. You understand? We're from the Caribbean. So always have that in the back of your mind, because when society see you on the street, they see every black person as the same. Whether you come from Africa or you come from the Caribbean, you're the one Afro-Caribbean. They don't see you as no British or no English, like what the youths have like to say, oh yeah, man's the English, man's born here. It doesn't matter. To them, you're a black person, you're an immigrant. So does you tell your kids them that, always remember that you're a child of an immigrant. I come to this country, I happen to have you here. Why is the parents not telling the kids them that? Why they going on the street and feel like, say, they should be fighting post-Cold War?
I don't feel like, as a parent, we should tell our children that they are not from here. And I'm personally going to say that. I don't feel like...
No, they are from here.
No, that's what I'm saying, that they are from here, but they are traditionally from somewhere else. This is their country. They have the right to be here. They were born here, and they have the right to exercise their rights here. What we stray away from is the fact that we are here and we're here to build. Most of us come here, oh, we're building because we're going back home. That's one thing in most of us mentality. Mm-hmm. Then the younger generation is trying to hold on to a piece because they don't know. If you tell them that they're from here, but they're not from here, where are their roots? Where are they from? It's here they were born, and they need to realize that they're a part of society and they need to be treated like a part of society. There's no black, there's no white, there's no that, but we're getting that kind of environment. But because of how we are breathing that environment, it is programmed in them to think that they're less than what they are. Because if they're coming from a community with flats or with a certain stigma, certain area, then you're not expected to do well. You're expected to come out of school. You're expected to be excluded. You're expected. Listen to me. It doesn't just start at home. It starts in the school, because majority of these children time are spent in the school. You understand? And they're not just stigma, because you will go to school and you will hear you're not good enough. Mm-hmm. You can't be this. You can't be that. It is said to happen. But it's for us as parents to make sure that no matter what, they believe in themselves. For me personally, I don't want my children to be me. And I used to feel like I was wrong to do that because I wanted the best for them. So I used to force them to get the good grades, do well. I didn't want my son to be on the street. But what am I going to do? As soon as I reach, remember, it's the system. The system has so much to do with it, because you are scolding your child and you're going to hear that you can't do this, you can't do that. Then they know the system, they know how to play the system, and then the system becomes a part of us. When the system becomes a part of us, we no longer have control.
Okay. How many people charged for Taylor death?
At the moment,
Is any more being charged?
well, I've seen the news. They're looking for others.
Okay. Okay. You have been to court.
Yeah.
Okay. And you see the parents of the rest of people that being charged for.
No, I've not seen them. I've not looked.
You have not looked.
No.
Okay. You haven't seen the boys in that being the
Video
people.
link.
You see video link, but you see them. In your mind, what kind of youth are they? What impression do they give you?
The impression they give, if I wasn't who I am as a mother, it wouldn't be pretty. Because there is, as far as I'm concerned, there's no remorse.
They didn't look like they're sorry.
No. But I have to video up. To be honest, I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard what happened to my son, the little I can speak about it. My son was shot in the head.
Wow.
And he was chopped
Wow.
as well.
So there was murder on their mind. There was nothing else.
And I'm not sure what happened for them to go to that extent. But when I first heard, I was angry at the shooter, but I was more angry at the one that chopped him. For you to see a person lying on the floor and then
Dying.
you make that chop knowing that he was dying, I had no remorse. But then I have to remember that I'm a mother. And that is what is carrying me through now.
Oh.
That is what is carrying me through now.
Wow.
That is what is carrying me through the fact that I cannot have no hate. I'm allowed to be angry, but I have to not have hate because they're young men as well.
So, but at the end of the day, those 8 people will be free one day.
Well,
Would you be able to free yourself one day?
I have to. Because it's not 8 of them that pulled the trigger. It's not 8 of them that chopped him. What am I going to do? And they have a life to live. They're young. If what I say to myself as a parent, the prison system is set up that they feel like it's easy to go in, do their time and come out. But will they ever be the same?
Okay. There's a lot of questions to ask.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
will they
questions to
ever
ask.
be the same?
And I'm gonna ask in these questions for
That's
other
fine.
people out there who will be seeing this interview. But you're a very brave woman.
Thank you.
Coming here is being brave.
Oh my God. It's past brave.
You understand? You're being brave to talk because there's a lot of people out there what in the same situation like you, and they would never come on camera and talk about it because you're so brave. Hats off to you. Was it a mistake identity or they come for Taylor?
We have no idea what it was.
Did they confess? Did they
No
talk
one
why the
ever-
reason why
No,
they kill him?
No. Even today, we don't know what happened. I may know. I may never know.
If you should look at those boys in the eyes,
I want to.
what question would you ask them?
I've always wanted to know why. Why? What was on their mind at that minute when that trigger being pulled, or that machete going down? But I may never get that answer. So for my peace, I just wait and pray.
Okay. Could you find it in your heart to forgive them?
I have to.
Have you forgive them yet?
I'm getting there. I feel pity more than forgiveness. But for me to be whole again, I have to.
How do you cope with the rest of your kids?
It's not easy. I've got a 14-year-old. Those two are the same dad. They've never been separated, and it's hard. She always said that she's the middle child. I never had to scold her because Tyler did it. And anything what was going on, it was Tyler that sorted. Many would say that I've given him the leeway, but I have never had to be afraid not to because of how he conduct himself.
Okay, 1 second. You know, you say that he's been taking over the leadership role in the house, like being a man at 17. Was he pressured to be that man?
No, he had no reason. He had dreams, big dreams. Everybody that you talk to about him, he had big dreams. He wanted the best.
Did you ever had a man in the house? At the
Yeah,
time?
I had my husband in the
as well.
house, and they have a relationship where they would go work together. He would take him to work. It's not perfect, you know, teenage boys, and you're not their dad.
Yeah.
Fair game, fair play, but he likes working. He likes going to do it. My partner, he does carpentry. You know, it's not. It's,
Okay, so that's where you get the
so he
influence
gets
from.
that,
So at
yeah.
least
And when he goes in, he will see what can be made and what you will get in a day. So he would quick to learn on that part of it. So there is a man in the house, and I'm not gonna say that it was all, but we are stable enough to know that the discipline was there. And the fact and the matter is, he works hard to look after us, so we didn't need my son to go there and do anything.
Okay.
It was his choice.
Okay. How does this affect the family structure at the moment?
It does, because everyone feels guilty. My husband feels that he could have done more. He felt that he failed. The way people speak about the situation, he felt like he wasn't man enough, which in the sense that when you come into someone's life at the age of 13, 14, he was already being
A teenager.
It's hard to take on that responsibility of, you're not my dad, but you're coming in. I have to show you respect. You're my mother's partner, but gradually it gravitates. You understand? But it does bring a sense of, we're trying hard now for it to be stable. One household, one is missing from the household. Okay. The character is missing. The laughter is missing. You know, at first, we didn't want to seem like we're stepping on eggshell, but even for my youngest, the baby, she was very close to Tyler. You know, so it's her now. Mom, I miss my brother. I miss my brother. My brother is in heaven with God, you know. But she's learning. It's new for her. But she'll draw pictures. She'll speak at school about it. But I'm saying that, is it enough for these younger ones who have to? I'm grateful that I have daughters, but to know that your family member or your brother or your sister has been murdered in such a way, we don't know the mindset of the younger generation. That is why I go back to say to you, yes, they may come out, but will they be free? You don't know if they'll be thinking, walking behind them, looking 24/7. I've done something to someone's family. What can happen? How am I going to live the rest of my life in society?
Yeah, but we can't see the conscience of man.
And I know.
We can see the outer body, and there's time when we see people come from prison and they come
And they get worse.
and there's time when we see they welcome the community, welcome them. The community don't shun them, they welcome them. They like give them.
And that is where we're wrong. As a mother, I am grateful. I might say, some people might say, oh, that it wasn't my son that killed no one. I don't think I could live with that. Couldn't live with my son being a murderer. I'm just being honest. But you see, us as mothers, knowing that our children have done this, it's not us, the mothers, who are responsible. We didn't take that trigger and put in their hand. We didn't take that knife and put in their hand. And some of it is guilt. Some of it is shame. But we as mothers, even the ones who have done the crime, can come out too. Because if they are parents and know the grief that it's causing, it's not everybody's going to be welcome in society knowing that your child has killed my child. But we can stretch out on a limb. And you don't get that, do you? Your son has killed my son. And you're in shame and there's pride. So you wallow in self-pity, knowing that you did not pull that trigger. You didn't tell that child, go out there and kill.
Okay. Is any of the parents of these child reach out to you?
No.
You're
No.
joking.
Not one. And I don't know, but to me, it might be police reasons or maybe fear or whatever, but we have to come past that now.
Because I would like to understand that they are suffering just the same as you're suffering, too. So because as a mother, as a father,
you didn't send your child to do that wrong. And at the end of the day, people will say, oh, me have to visit mine in the grave, you can't go at the... But to know that you've got that child in your house, and you've raised that child, and then they become cold-hearted murderer, there's a guilt there. And for you ask yourself that question, what have you done wrong?
wow, I can feel your pain. I imagine what you're going through. You understand? But what support are you getting from your community? All right, don't answer that. Let's take a break for now.
This is Ancho Fresh.
King Tubbies.
This is Act from Liar Squad.
DJ Capone from Liar Squad. This is DJ Mix from Liar Squad.
This is DJ Raheem from Liar Squad.
And you now tune into Ropes' podcast.
Welcome back. We're here. We're talking about Taylor murder. It's not been easy.
No.
I just want you to relax.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
This is one of my hardest interviews.
Oh.
Hard. It's hard because a life lost.
Yeah.
I see many life lost. I got funerals to record of people getting shot, stabbed. I do so much. Mm-hmm. And it's never been easy losing somebody in the community like that, especially young people. And what help or support are you getting for your community?
My community on the whole, I think it's, for my church community, that's us, just praying and, the support with the children. My community of my family, which is my close network.
Sit back in the middle. Go back in the middle.
Okay. My close network, I've got some dear friends who have become family. I think it's the eggshell of it. People don't know what to say. People don't know how to say, or some is ignorant enough to think that the funeral is over, so it's over. And life goes on. Yeah, the party, the food, the drink, and then it's back to reality. But it will never be. Hopefully you can hope, but for now, it will never be. It won't be the same.
Wow. What do you think Tyler would be like today?
Well, His 18 would be on Sunday. I know we're planning his party with his friends and then getting ready to his first trip on his own as a man, officially. Always wanted to go to Dubai, you know, with his girlfriend. Yeah, that's just ready to start life.
Wow. Well, that's what it should be. Ready to start life.
Ready to start. I have a lot of boys I know, his friends, have becoming 18 during this week. And it's not been easy. But I'm praying for them because I am so happy that they have seen that journey through. Not because Tyler didn't see, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop there and wishing or not coping. I have to think that, my God, Tyler and this one grew up. Tyler was a week before, a week after this one. And, you know, to see the celebration and to see the face of these parents, it's a joy. You know, I feel somewhat bittersweet, but I'm happy to know that they're experiencing that.
Okay. How have you integrated the loss of your son in your everyday life?
Ooh, first couple months. It's been 6 months now, but the first couple months was hard. Very hard. A lot of prayers. Because as I said to you, I don't leave out the word of God and the fact that I was coming here today. And even that, I went into the book of Exodus and I was reading. And I got a word that no matter what, in the light and in the dark, Exodus 13, God will have that pillow with you and he won't leave you. He'll always be there. And that is what I'm going. I remember through the old process before it happened, there was a song that the Holy Spirit gave me to keep me, and it was God is working it out. And I remember the Tyler, I went to the hospital to plug the machines, and the Sunday morning I went into church, and that was the song my pastor requested. She said, that's the song the Lord told me to give you. But I had that song in my heart for a couple months coming. So she said, the Lord was preparing you for something, you don't know what it is. And then this morning, I break down. And while I was there, and I remember he says, he's working it out. He's working it out. And that's all I have, to just trust in him to work it out for me, because I don't know how to do it without him. I don't even know how I wake up, because at one point I couldn't sleep. I wouldn't close my eyes.
Wow.
I wouldn't close my eyes because the last frame of my son is, he didn't speak, but he was on the life support machine. But I know I could hear him telling me, sorry, Mom, sorry. And to know that you're going through this trauma, but I was still on his mind, it gave me a sense of peace to know that he loved me enough. Not only that, is the fact that when he passed, I felt it. I felt the breath left in it, leaving his body. I felt everything because the machine was... But that's all I could remember for a while. That's all I could remember. He wasn't one to, because it wasn't that, but I was doing that.
He was fighting.
He wasn't. I was fighting because that's my connection. So whatever he couldn't feel, I was feeling. So in that sense, it broke me. It really broke me. And 2 weeks ago, my friend said she wanted to speak to me. And I went in, we went for lunch, and she said to me, it's time for you to wake up. We can't afford to lose you. You are here for a reason, and you have the children. Tyler wouldn't want this for you. I wouldn't come out, I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't sleep. Because I keep asking myself, what could I have done? I normally ring him. If I had ring him, would the phone go off and give them an alarm while they would have run. And I felt it because I wake up in the morning to go to the toilet and I was praying, but I didn't go into deep intercession. And I went to his room door and he wasn't in the room. And I said, Lord, when will this stop? I remember saying that. So I went back and I lied down and I got the phone call. I didn't pick it up. And the second phone call, I said, hello, why would she call me this hours in the morning? And I heard her crying. And I heard, Auntie Tammy, you know I love you. But Tyler just got shot. And I woke my husband and the baby and I said, what hospital? They said that they're moving him now. I went to a hospital where he wasn't at. By the time I went to the hospital where he was and I saw him, I knew it. But I still had hope. And I turned.
1 second. Were you always a Christian?
No, I always had that faith.
But since your son died?
No. Before my son died, in 2019, I was ill when I went to Jamaica. And it was a lady, no one could have helped me, but she was a pastor. And I told my family, I said, I want to be baptized. If anything should happen to me, I want to be baptized. And
That was a wake-up call.
Yeah, I went and I got baptized. And from that, it just changed. Stop going out, stop drinking. Because I wanted to change for them. For me, but for them. Because I see that they were becoming adults. Because we were going into the years of teenager. So I wanted to stop certain things because I know it can have an effect on them. Because when you would hear, and as you were in the dancehall yourself, you can see the impact that it costs on your children or your child. So I wanted to come out of that because I see that I need to have a turning point for them to make it because, oh, your mom have this clothes and your mom doing this, your mom doing that. And he was a boy that don't take foolishness when it comes to his mom. So I had to turn that leaf over to try and do better for me so I can do better for them.
Okay. As I said, I'm still in the dancehall. But the difference what I do with dancehall is a job for me. Mm-hmm. When I reach at my gate where my family is, I lock dancehall out and never bring dancehall in my home. Mm-hmm. My kids never sit, not in my presence, never sit and watch a dancehall video, DVD, dancehall, nothing to do with dancehall, and a TV in my presence. I can't swear for them.
But in front
But
of
they just
you.
know that when they see me leave in the night, they say
That's going to work.
Daddy going to work. Daddy be safe. But I never bring, that's the difference I do. I never, because I don't normally drink anything. I don't like alcohol.
Yeah.
So I must be conscious all the time. But that don't mean to say there's temptation not out there.
Yeah, we know.
And things
We know.
out there. And it's not long ago somebody accused me of having a knife in a dance. So I understand the feeling, but this is who I am. I'm here to help people to spread their message. I'm not here to kill no one and commit no harm or no horrible things to no one. I'm here to help people to bring their message across. How would you define hope?
Oh, there's a song, that I always hear my grandmother sing, my hope is built on nothing else but Jesus' blood and his righteousness. My hope is to pursue a life that is full of grace and to help. I believe, and that's my hope, that's why I come here, by me putting it out there that others in my situation or hope for others not to be in my situation is to have a voice for those who can't. My hope is to get people on board. My hope is for the young to live. My hope, living in hope, is the generation after me. Because I don't think we think that there's a generation after us the way we behave. And we are not going to be here forever, but to prepare a path for them that they don't have to really go through what we have gone through.
What does the word healing mean to you?
That's a hard one. Healing. I haven't even have a meaning for that right now. It's just taking it one day at a time.
Okay. Describe a day in your life now. What it's like to be you today. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it taste like?
Bland. Tastes bland. A day in my life is to put on that face for my children. But after they go to school, and reality it's, for this week, I'm going to be grateful it's not that bad, but it's the fact that there's so much stigma from this that it's, if you're not conscious, you will let yourself go. I was at the dark door, very, very dark door, but I didn't step in.
You're so brave. I'm telling you.
I didn't step in.
I know you a long time. I haven't know your name, but I see you around and see
Yeah.
your party, and
Yeah.
and you have fun.
Yeah.
Does it ever come across your mind, your heart, your soul of taking revenge?
No,
Wow.
no, because I would be the same. And what message would I bring to others if I would want to stop to that level? I would never wish on. As I said, it's hard, and I'm not going to say it's not hard, but for me to even think that way, it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be my character, because even before I became a true child of God, I don't believe in stuff like that. So why now? People, what would it profit me? The same blood that is on their hands will be on mine.
Wow.
So what would it profit me?
Okay. If you could offer another bereaved parent some hope to hold on to, what would you say to them?
Just take it one day at a time. Stop questioning God. Stop blaming yourself. We didn't get a manual to be parents, either mother or father. So whatever we're doing, just continue to live and know that we can't carry them in our mind, carry them in our heart. Because if we give them the mind, it's going to be a hard road, and some of us may not come off that road. Pray, even when it don't make no sense. Talk to people. Go around, find an organization where there is grieving members, and it might think, oh, I'm not going to go into that. It does help. It does help to know that your circle is going to change. Your circle is going to change. As a parent that has lost, or parents that have lost children, your circle is going to change. Whether you like it or not.
You know, they have a saying that who been there knows it. Do you think that the start a forum, like a podcast, and other people who are grieving, and they could come and talk to you because you're so strong and brave?
That's what we're hoping for. That's what
Yeah, this is what.
that's what we're hoping for. Because at the moment I'm on TikTok. We're doing vlogs at the moment, pieces on what I've been through and the process of what I'm going through. And we are engineer between in the young for them to come and give their opinions, because we can't just look at the fact that we are parents who have been through a terrible wrong, but these children that has gone to school with them, grow with them, friends with them from primary school days till now, a piece of them are missing too. So we want to remember them by letting them know that they've got somewhere, someone to lean on as well.
Good. Okay, what gift have you found in the midst of your battle, in the midst of your suffering?
Gift of love.
It makes you want to love more, reach out
Yeah,
to people more.
yeah. Not just people, myself. I want to love me more because I have an extra love to give. For I got the grace of Tyler's love that he has for me.
Do you think that God take your son's life for a reason, for make you a better person?
Yeah, I said it. And it's confirmation, and people might think, oh, I fought for my son. When I saw him downstairs in critical, it wasn't pretty. He was dark, he was bleeding a lot. And I turned around and I saw about 8 or 7 policemen, and I said, this is the quickest case you'll ever solve. And they looked at me. And the doctor said, Mom, we're going to take him upstairs. And when they brought him upstairs, it was like a vigil every night. I would go in 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Because I'm not getting, the enemy won't get him. The enemy has no control over him. Because regardless of what he's going through, I'm giving him back to God. He was straight. When they did that stem test on his brain, I heard a voice telling me if they work on the leg, I will work on the head. So mainly, he was bleeding out. When I went back in the room at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was praying, he wasn't straight anymore. He was bent. So I know he went paralytic. So I says, for the man that he wanted to be, he wouldn't want to be like this. Because things start setting in now. And if he didn't die, he would be a vegetable. I'm not saying that God wouldn't have hope. My hope wouldn't be that God will do it. But sometimes God has to turn your sorrow into joy. And when I read the book of Psalms 56, and the Lord said to me that I'm going to take him and he'll fight in the army of Moses, and you will fight for me here. I gave him back to God because there was a work to do. So now I believe in myself that there is something that I'm here to do while he's there.
Okay. So how was your loss change you?
A lot. A lot. It has changed me in the sense where I learned to love. I learned to be at peace. Because I pray for that peace. I went into court a couple weeks ago, and the news that I heard wasn't good. And I ran outside and I went to be sick. And I said, that's the last time. I don't have to follow up court. I don't have to go every day to make a statement.
Has they been charged? Have they been they're sentenced?
No, not yet. That's next year.
Okay.
But you have plenary hearings and these little things. And I said, I don't have to follow up these things because I don't want it to break me. I have work to do. I have young people to get at to let them know that we know some of you carry knives for fear, but there's a other way. We want you to know that being a child of God isn't just Old Testament. You can have your tattoo, you can have your piercing. That's not what we're looking at. You can dress, because the Holy Spirit changed that when He's ready. Don't force things.
I think I'm speaking to a minister here.
Don't change that. Just come as you are. And we want them to come in because we want to save them. And they're afraid because they think that that's a stigma. So I believe that for me, who can go and do a vlog, who can still raise my hands to the tambourine and scream and shout, they will understand. My son used to laugh at me, but he knows when it's prayer time. He knows that he has to read his Bible. And even up until his death, he had his crucifix holding. He held nothing but his crucifix in his hands.
Okay.
And I told them, even at the funeral home, he has to be buried with it because he's going back. I don't have to follow up the graveyard. I'm not that kind of a mother. You understand? I don't have to go every week because that will break me. I can't do that. Not saying that others do what they have to do, but I have to be strong. Tyler is no longer here. The others need me, but there's children out there that needs me. There's mothers out there that needs me.
Yeah, there's lost kids out there.
There is kids that need
us. As we speak
us.
right now, there's somebody's killing somebody.
And as we speak right now, there's a stabbing. And we have to remember, when we go into court as parents, some of us know each other. Some of us drink together in the party, but we have to face opposite side. What are we going to do? Hate. When we have to come together, it's gonna be hard. You see me, the way how I feel right now, even if one out of that 8 parents would have said to me, I'm sorry,
It'll make you
it would
make the journey much better.
the journey would even be bright. But I'm not waiting for that. And I'm not waiting for bitterness not to continue what I have to do, because it lets you get bitter because you're waiting for something that maybe they're not going to do. So it's eating. I can't afford for that to happen to me. There's work to be done.
Okay. What have you found to be the most beautiful part of your life after your loss?
Getting closer to God.
Wow.
Can recognize Him for myself. Can know that I can bend at His feet and I can feel Him holding on to me and telling me that it is well.
Okay. How was your child loss changed the relationship between you and your husband?
Wow, a lot. I think at first, because when I was standing at the graveside, when I saw my husband carry that casting, we covered Tyler, and he said to me, come. I said, I can't leave him. He said, you have to. I said, I can't leave him. And I was finding it hard to say, you're telling me to leave my child in the graveyard. You go. You all go. I want to stay. And he said to me, don't go to that place. If you go to that place, what's going to happen? And I looked at him with such sturdiness. And he said, you hear me? And I felt a sense of, okay. It's not easy. I think we're going through that process now where we feel like, it's real. I don't think, for me, I see him break down, but not in front of me because he can't believe it, because Monday and Tuesday they went to work together. He got his pay and he was happy, and he said, oh, you're not buying lunch? And he says, no, you are. because when he get his money, he's not spending it because everything has to go into his business. And he said, Tuesday we went, Wednesday we went to work, and Tyler's not here. And people won't understand it because you're a man that is coming into a relationship where it's built already. And it's not easy. Not for a man or a woman. There's things that you have to learn how to adapt. And if you're not strong enough, it's not going to be easy. And the thing, as you said, that we raise children, we need a village to raise children. We have such a stigma out there where the influence of the tongue is dangerous and negative. And that's what is killing us as black people as well, our tongue. And we haven't got nothing good to say. And when we say it and it goes in the atmosphere, it can't go back. And that's what is. But we're getting there, one day at a time. We're not giving up, and we can't give up now, can we?
What is your biggest trigger, your grief, that your circumstances, your life, and what do you do? Or do you feel free to talk about everything about your life?
Yeah. At first I was living in a glass house. My dream was to have that 3-point family. I wanted 4 children, a nice little big garden, my husband going work and coming home to a hot meal. Reality, I came in this country when I was 18. I had to grow up fast. I had my first child at the age of 20. You know, I've never really experienced love until I met Tyler's father. And we got married, and there was a lot of things that came behind that, but I stuck it out because I'm a person that believes in marriage. But I'm grown, and since the death of my son, I've learned that my son taught me, even before he died, that self-value is the most important thing. The way how he behaved, the way he conduct himself. But for it to take a 17-year-old to taught me how to be me, even after his death, I'm confident enough to tell you, no, I'm not doing it, and I'm not ready. And I'm confident to tell you that you can't stop me. And that's something that I had hide behind for a long time. So I'm free to speak. You're going to have negative and you got positive, but it also tells you in the Bible that you trust no one but God. You love people. Even when your enemies come up against you to eat up your flesh, they will stumble and fall. And remember, He's prepared that table in front of you. He's not going to put just your auntie and your uncle and your children around it. Your enemies are going to be around it. That's why I said, watch and pray.
You're so brave.
Thank you. God bless you for that.
I can feel the Spirit of God is rolling inside you. And what you want to achieve from this interview, what we are doing now? What do you want to achieve from it?
I want to achieve from this awareness that we are not supposed to cover the whole situation. I want to build a community for us to come together as one now. You will go into the community of the Jews, and they're making their money and they're expanding. They will have 10 outfits and it's the same color, same everything. When you see our young man, they label them with 3 different outfits. The gray, the black, and the dark blue tracksuit. And after that is prison clothes. I need to see a change. We have a prime minister that is Indian. We remember Obama. We remember the greatest, but what have we got here? It's the streets, postcode, nothing else.
Do you think that we need more role models
Yes, we
for
do.
our black boys
Yes,
and girls?
we do. We need fathers to be fathers, and we need mothers to be mothers. We need fathers not to be vexed with the mother and the children. And we need fathers to attend to their daughters and their sons.
Okay, as a mother, how hard it is to be a mother and a father at the same time.
Very hard. And that's where we get the stigma. You will live on an estate, and I've watched that movie, and it's reality. Even though it's a white man that has written, it's reality. You will have a go-getter on that estate. You will have a quick buck on that estate, and you will have a dreamer on that estate. Your mother has the bills to pay. And it's not just, we're speaking freely now, so don't twist it. Your mother has those bills to pay. She'll do the cleaning work in the morning. She's going back to do the care work. And the children are growing each other. So they keep each other secrets. Who comes in? Who goes out? What does the bigger brother do? What's the bigger sister do? They have to pick up from school. And the responsibility that lies on them is unfair, because that's not their role. So they're growing each other while mom goes out and work. Now, I'm not saying that we're not supposed to live, but we can live and enjoy life. If we live in Tottenham, why not take the children even to the McDonald's in the city? Let them feel like we've taken a train, so there's a life out of Tottenham. You understand? On the weekend, you put petrol in your car, because majority of us drive. Take them to the lakeside. Do some stuff with them now where we have mommy time, we have children time, and we have family time. Because we can't just pressure ourselves by bringing in the money, yet still the children are growing themselves, because it's causing a lot of problem. And another thing, we need to be careful how we speak and how we vent in front of our children. The deadbeat dad, the deadbeat mom. You're tearing down that person in the household that is growing them. You're tearing down the person who is looking after them. And that's not good. Because we're not supposed to have to be together to be parents. Because our children come first. You understand? And that's where we're going wrong as well, dead wrong. We tend to get into our feelings and forget about the most important things in life, which is our children.
Do you think that as a mother, at some stage of your life you were single, do you think that mother come under pressure to bring a man in the house, and then so they end up pick up any man that's not right for them and not right for the kids?
Of course, we all do it. We're looking for
A provider.
not just a provider. Let me tell you how this goes, even based on my circumstances. A man will come and say he's going to do the work that needs to be done.
That's promise.
And it's a promise. But it's only a promise, because he'll come in and the situation changes. And you will tell those children that you're going to be there for them. You're going to take them to school. The first couple months you're there, you're driving, you wake up in the morning, you take them to school, you get settled, it changes. So the pattern change, so the children change. For you're no longer doing what you say you will do. You're affecting their mental health because you made that promise and you can't keep it. Then the disrespect starts. Then you will have that father outside who is saying, he's not your dad, he's this, he's that. So it's helping to break that mental state again. So we now have to be careful how we speak and how we relate ourselves in front of our children. You understand? We know they all have to go through their process, but let us not let them have to go through what we have been through. Let us break that cycle.
Okay. Every community in Britain have their own way of coping and dealing with their own thing.
Yeah.
The white community maybe have drugs problem.
Yeah.
Okay. The Jewish community have their own problem.
Yeah.
The Indian community,
Yeah.
the Muslim community have their own problem.
Yeah, which is true.
But they deal with it.
Yeah.
You don't really see it out in the open like that. But our problem, our community, a big problem because we have a murderous problem. How do we cope with it? How do we stop it?
We have
Because
to come together now. It has to be unified. We have to come together. I have called out for a 24-hour prayer on the 10th of November for children. And I've put it out there, we need to have a 24-hour prayer. Even parents, just grab the children. Let them say a prayer before they go to their bed. You understand? Because we're saying that prayer don't change nothing. How is it me and you here today? Can we give ourselves breath? It tells in the book of Genesis that he breathed breath in our nostril. We're going to go back and we're saying that how can we not be upset with Eve when the problem started there? God said that we have to feel pain because of what happened in the Bible. And we have to feel terrible pain to bring our children in the world. So if we have to go through that pain to bring them here, and knowing that we're going to lose them and we're going to feel that pain again, isn't it better we come together?
okay, what kind of grief support have you found to be most helpful?
Well, it's been 6 months that everything has happened. They're now just trying to even give me myself counseling, the children. They're trying support for them. Everything is a system. Everything is a red tape. But this is my grieving, speaking out. Every Sunday we do our talk and we put it out there on a Wednesday. And I believe that it will change. And that's how I get my grieving, my counseling, by speaking out, praying. Got a wonderful prayer line, the life after the afterbirth, because it's like you have a child, you give birth, and they're no longer here, but you have to go through that pain of bringing them here, letting out the placenta, put them out there to grow, and then they're being taken. So it's another pain again. Okay. So therefore we pray, and we just don't pray for ourselves, we pray for the universe, we pray for the nation. Because what is happening in Israel, we're supposed to count ourselves lucky. What is happening in Pakistan? Because babies are dying. I had the opportunity to have 17 years with Tyler. Mother, father, children are dying. But yet still, we don't have that wake-up call. We don't take that glass from over our eyes to see it's time for us to come together now.
Wow. Seeing, so I'm lost in for words. As I said, you're coping better than me because like, my head is all over the place.
God's
because
grace.
I can't imagine this
God's
happening
grace.
to me, and
You know.
how would I cope? Have you ever met any other parent who been through the same situation like you?
Yes, unfortunately, a friend of mine, she went through it first. She's well known. Her son was stabbed in Tottenham 6 months previous to mine. She lost her son. But we haven't spoken about, because we deal with stuff differently. Because I feel like, not saying anything wrong, but me, I don't drink, I don't do anything. So I turn to the one thing, which is the word, which is the prayer, the fasting. When my son was being buried, I told my friends, deal with that part. I'm on the altars 5 o'clock in the morning. Because that's how, if I didn't do that, I don't know if I could be here speaking to you today. You understand? So I'm looking for parents now, even on both sides, to even sit on this couch where we can come back and say, all right, my son did the murder. My son was killed. How can we move ahead instead of the tag and the war?
I guess some of the parents that their kids what do the murder, commit the crime, I think they feel embarrassed. I think it's hard for them, just as though it would be hard for you.
Yes, but then again, we're crying out as mothers who has been through that part of it for them to come out now to help us.
The mothers is doing the grieving, the mothers doing the crying. Where are the fathers? What's happening to all the fathers coping?
That's why I said when I put out my program, I said I am basing it after my experience because I'm the mother. Remember Tyler that died when he was young.
Yeah, but his stepdad, he got
His
a stepdad that
stepdad,
come play a
yes,
part in his life.
that plays a part in his life, and hopefully he has to speak out because we're coming together as one.
Do you ask him how he feels?
You know, to be honest, I've never asked him, and that's not right of me. I should.
You know what? Make it a point of duty.
I should
to sit with him and ask him how does he feel about the
whole
thing?
situation,
because it may be deeper than what you're thinking of.
I know it's deeper because I feel it. I know it's deeper. I feel it with him. I feel that he feels guilty.
Does he have reason to feel guilty?
Yes.
And why?
Because in that sense where, not in a harsh way, but what he keeps thinking, what if he was there?
But he's not always. You're not.
But he's
always
not.
be
That's
there
why
with your
I
kids.
say, even me, I'm not always there.
can't
I
be
learned
always
some
there.
things about Tyler that when he died, that I would slap him over the head again, not knowing when he was alive. Harsh reality.
Okay. Away from your home,
Yeah.
what kind of boy was Tyler?
A go-getter with 20 people, 20. One day,
When you say
all right, I would say Tyler is a entrepreneur. Tyler used to sell Smart Whip.
Smart whip. What's that?
That's the thing, that the gas thing that is now illegal. The one that they smoke
With a balloon.
with the balloon. And I refused for it to come in my house. And he would stop the cupboard. We live on an estate. And he knows everyone on that estate because no one would pull that cupboard and touch it because they know it's Tyler's. I used to soak Tyler in the bath because he would have back pain because he would take all 6, 7 Smart Whip on his back riding on the bicycle. 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, up and down. That's what I know. That's what I know of my son. I don't know if that's the front.
If he was doing something
If he was bigger than that afterwards, because that's what come to my face.
Yeah.
You understand?
You can talk what you see.
And when you calculate the money that you see, you think, But there was no money in my house.
Okay.
There was no money in my house. It's not staying in there because my son died and you would hear that he had a lot of money because this and that. But up until today, we can't find it, which is God's way because you didn't even trust your own. So you bring it somewhere else. You understand? But that goes to show you that you can't know what they're doing. I have a joke to give you. One day, me and my husband was driving in the car and I say, "You're going to school?" He said, "Yes." I follow my husband to work because he work half day. I come back and I found him in the bed. And I said, "Get up, you're going to college still." Because even the college, when you see them cry, come to the funeral, send flowers, everything, because he had an impact on them. The way you learn quickly with the craft work. And I remember when he was about 16, he had an altercation with some guys. And they said they're not backing down because they're older than them. And they trashed it out. And a social worker, because he had to come to my house because he's underage. And him and the social worker turned friend. On the day of Tyler's funeral, the social workers were there at the funeral. Because that's all. One day I was at home, and my door knock. "Hi, Mom, we brought your son home. We're here to protect him. He's such an educated lad. And there's no point we bringing him to the station. It's paperwork." That's
It's the police.
the blue van brought him home. And they let him through the door. We haven't got time for paperwork because he don't deserve it because the way he speak to them. And videos, by the time I closed my door and I saw Tyler's downstairs in his room, I said, "Zion, where's Tyler?" He's gone back out. What am I going to do? Chain him to the house? No. What? I give my son a curfew for 11 o'clock at his age, you know. And if he's out with his friend and I ring him phone after 11, They were laughing at him. He's running down Stanford Hill Road to come to Tiverton because he's after 11 or to 12. And mom, as his age, that's the respect that he gives me. But when he's out there, I cannot tell you I am not there. You understand? But to swear for him, no. I'm not going to be that mother.
What do you want the world to know about your precious son?
That he was my one son. When I made that speech on the funeral day, I said I know what God felt like when Jesus Christ was crucified, because he said he gave his only begotten son. I'm not asking no one to believe in me, but believe in the process. Mary had to stand there and watch her son be nailed to the cross. I had to bury my only son. But one thing I gained from this, she had other children to look after. So before Jesus' eyes closed, he said, I'm giving you, now John is your son. Call him mom. I am that mother who has to go out there and collect the Johns. I have to try and make sure that even if they're not around me, I pray. I call upon the blood of Jesus upon them because they need it. And we're not saying that parents are, but parents need to pray more, especially in this season. This is the Halloween season. And we're so into custom, dressing up, putting on the mask. We don't know what it's all about. Listen, if you feel tired, even us, we have a Sunday school. We provide snacks, we provide hot dog, we provide everything because we draw them. Drop them off. Call, you know me. Send them to church and we bring them when they come back and pick them up.
Yeah, that's I always say the church need to get more involved.
The church needs to get involved in the community, but you go out there, we're out there and it's like, you don't believe in church because of what? The stigma that church gets. Well, let me tell you something. If you are going into the house of God for you, yeah, I am telling you personally, Mr. Rose, when I'm at church door, I said, Lord, let me get what is for me, and what is not for me, I leave it. And when church
just my
finish,
portion.
My portion. Me don't want nobody else's portion because I cannot manage no one else's portion. I have friends who have respect me. They know that certain conversation I don't go in. Certain things they can't come and tell me. Certain even when they even cuss, they say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But I'm telling you, I don't want to be a part of that. There's places that you cannot go. But when the Holy Spirit send you, if I even stand up in the round robin and declare covering over the people them and you come out, nobody can tell me something can't stand up in there because Jesus Christ even going at the go-go.
Yeah.
But these people don't read the Bible.
He go to the pit
They
of hell.
take out the context. Him say, him a go down at the pit of hell for him people them. That's how much him go down. But these people take the contents of Christianity and use it against us. Oh, should they pan yes, should they pan point because should this? No. Remember and tell you, touch not
The
Lord's anointing. If you have something, if you don't have nothing good to say about a pastor, don't say nothing. Because God will deal with that pastor or that bishop or that prophet himself. You just go for your salvation because that's all that matters. You understand? When you were back home, you run. Anything happen now, you run to God. Anything. You don't think that us as the church feel a way that if you're going through immigration stuff, you're going through marital stuff, you're going through, you want your papers, because that's what most of it is all about. Because we were all out there and we're coming from a different country. And you come to church every day, you pray, and the church help you. You get through, we don't see you again. If you in a round robin and you get your drawing, you come back and you come back in it. The only people them not gonna come a year or something because they might say you come a years. What's the difference? But we hold the church accountable for everything that goes wrong. You understand? We call out for prayer. We call out for march. We call out for midnight prayer. The other day my church had a 24-hour prayer. 24 hours from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock the next night. How many parents bring their children in? You could sleep on the floor because everybody can pray all night. If you couldn't make the 24 hours, you come in for 1, 2, or 1, 3. No. That not stop you. On Christmas, on New Year's Eve, everybody come in. When it touched 12 o'clock, 5 to 12 church full. And after that, everybody gone back out to them places. What about God's time? And know when things go wrong, we run to him. Me make sure I go to him before things went wrong.
I'm happy that you find that salvation. You're a free woman.
Yeah.
You understand? You don't have to carry the load.
Me
And
not,
you don't have to
it
feel
wasn't an
guilty.
easy thing to
You don't
carry.
have to feel guilty.
Whether
and-
you go as somebody this, even in the house of God, it's a temple. We are the vessels. You understand? So when you go into the temple, no pastor, no owner church. It belongs to God.
Okay. I know. Sometime when you wake up and life being hard,
Yeah.
what is the hardest part of your everyday life now?
Waking up and not see my son greeting me. From the age, no matter how young he is, even at 17, he would come and curl up in bed with me. And I'll tease him, I'll tease his girlfriend, and he would say, Mom, man, shush. But he would come, he would find my bed. He would tell me things. Even if he's saying that he's somebody else, I know it's him, but he's coming to tell me the story.
Okay. Losing your son, does it put you closer with your rest of kids you have?
Yeah, I'm trying. My
Because
daughter...
they're going through their own issues, you know.
My daughter is, I have a 22-year-old. She's her own big woman. I pray for her and I cover her. She's was raised by her dad. But my daughter is 14. And I seriously forgot that she was in year 10. Because my mind was... And she's the early one, she born in March. And I said, Jesus Christ, I was that deep that I forgot. I bought the uniforms. Now her uniform is so big because she's lost so much weight that the other day she did something and I wanted to get at her because I thought, you see, I'm just coming from court. I'm going through this. But I know it's the spirit. I said, it's not you. And I keep telling her, I said, the spirit that is living with you, tell it to move, because it cannot stay. Because in the tell us that we wrestle against not flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. As a child of God, I have to look beyond the person and see the spirit. And that's hard because it's a person in front of you. It's me and you. But we have to know that it's not that person doing it. It's what's leading them. And my daughter, yes, she's rebellious because she's of that age, the ear, the makeup, the whatever. But I sit her down. I know now that I have to take her out. I have to have me time. There's the little one. We have to structurize our time. And I have to be more considerate because she's lost a father, she's lost a brother. And it's the question, who's next? Because no matter what, she's got that mental picture and praying and mom, oh mom, oh mom. And I have to tread on thin line, but sturdy line. As I said, thin line, but sturdy line. Because you have to still let them know that you're the parent and there's two parents here. Whatever you can't say to me, I have a support system that is in place. That is a younger version that will speak to them, but speak firmly so they can understand. Because there's things that your son or your daughter may not want to say to you, but there is someone in that family or that they can speak to, and that's what we need to introduce as well.
Okay.
You understand? Because we feel like we alone can't raise our children, and any day we think that our children is better than no other, we're in trouble. We're in serious trouble.
Okay. How do you keep Tyler memory alive?
Ooh. I have photos and I have his memories in my mind. We laugh a lot. And I'm being honest. Tyler girlfriend is a part of us. So whatever I'm doing sometime, I've been led. She's there. So it's like he's still there. My birthday, dinners, things that we're doing with the children. She's a part with the little one, which the small one that Tyler would pick up from school or drop off to school. She still does that. We don't know how long, but we know for now they've still got that connection. So it's like he's still around. And that's how I keep him in my heart, man. My friends made me a pillow with him on it, me and him. Sometimes I just put it down in the corner. But then another time I'll go and I look at it. I say, look at my son. You know. But I'm being reminded that he's in a better place. And to tell you the honest truth, I know where he is. Parents are scared and they're ashamed I'm not. Anxiety, panic attack, stress, distress, of hearing of all these crime and violence and wondering if it's your son is next. Shootings, they're on the street, you can't find them, you ring their phone, they're not answering. Cause you know they look on the phone and see you ringing them and don't answer it. The friends say they're at the friend's house and you're wondering, ain't that parent a parent to say go home now? But then you will hear they speak and she says, oh, I'd rather them here than on the street. You get a breather. Because they're going through the same thing. You understand? So sometimes it's not all parents are worthless or careless. It's the fact that if I have them here, then I can keep a eye on them. So we're not going to let them go there. We have to think about those parents as well and stop bad-mouthing each other. Because if you can feel this way, they must feel that way too, to keep them there. Because if you're going to have 10 boys in your house, you know, and cook for them because you don't want them to go, they play video games. What you may not want to do, another parent is doing because they're saving your child and their child. So we need to think about that as well.
What's that one thing that would make your burden lighter?
Parents coming together as one and ignite that fire and let the government know that we're not stupid anymore. Because it's society that is doing this to us. It's £500 for every inmate. Some of these prisons are private. Why not open an institution? Drama. Art. Basketball.
No, because they won't make no money.
Yeah. And that's what we need to do. We need to... I have read, I didn't know because I came here very young, but I've read upon the Stephen Lawrence, and I know it was bittersweet because it was a different set of crime. But motivationally speaking, I've sent her an email because I would really want to speak to her because I am so proud of what she has become, knowing that I've lost her son. But it's not a one-way journey.
She lost her family in the middle as well.
Because it terrifies her, because in the hope of asking for help and protesting for true justice, she lost everything. But then I'm saying, for us as parents, we're not going to have it all. But if we come together and work together, can't we become our own family network together?
We can.
And that's what I'm aiming for.
Social media is there in everybody's house.
It is, yes.
So we can reach out to people.
Yes.
It's easier to reach out to people now. Once we're sending, but I see the good message take long to move. The bad message,
it's easier.
If you go viral and doing something bad,
yes,
it could be in everybody's house.
That is what I keep saying. My niece does her own vlog. And it's the sense where when the negativity come out, everybody grab to it. But the positivity, how to bake a cake, how to do this, how to do that. People don't want to do it. It's like, oh, we are fast food, so we don't need this, we don't do that. But then again, there is somebody out there that it will touch. So it's somebody out there that it will touch. And for us, we just need to let go of negativity and come together as one. As I said, if any parent that is agreeable to come and sit on this couch, let us voice our opinion. I am doing a vlog now. Anybody wants to get involved. We want, even for my charity, where it's not that registered, but we were trying to put on something yearly for the people.
Yeah, it will get registered. As soon as it grows.
Yeah.
Tell the name of the vlog.
It's a mother's love. It's a mother's cry, a mother's love.
Interesting name.
Yes. And there's a lot coming from it, and there's a lot to come from it. So they need to watch out.
I like the direction where you take. I like the positiveness what you take in your son death.
Yeah.
You're making positive out of it because
That's
there's a
what
lot
I
of people
need.
that go through this thing and they're broken.
Yeah.
You understand? I speak
Yeah.
with people who cry on the phone to me and
Yeah.
say, I could never bring myself to sit and talk about it.
No. It don't make no sense. I cried and I hear our voices. Why cry? Why break down yourself when you can use it to build someone? When I first started and the first time I called my niece and I said I wanted to do something, and I make sure to tell them this is not for show. This is not for clout. This is reality. You're going to get the good, the bad, the ugly. You're going to get the tears. You're going to get everything because it is my life. This is what I'm going through. And I don't want. And if I can save a mother from going over that rail or going through that dark room, I have mothers who tell me that they don't even want to get up out of bed. What about the other children that you have?
Okay, I can tell you this for free now. I don't do podcasts to make money, to
Yeah.
get clout.
Yeah.
I'm a videographer.
Yeah.
I got enough video to go viral if I want to.
Yeah.
But I want to do something different.
Exactly.
To help people, to bring a message out
Exactly.
to people.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I work in an industry where I see
Everything.
Everything. I got footage and footage. I can go on my computer and I can say, I'm going to send this viral today. Because there's so much fault with people out there where I can just send anything
Exactly.
out there, go viral. But I would never hurt no one's feelings.
We have to learn to love.
If I can't do good, I do nothing.
Remember video roles before I'm not cutting you. In the book of Ecclesiastes, what did God says? There's a time and a season for everything. It's not like he didn't tell us.
True.
But it's how we take it. You understand? It's my time to mourn. It's my time to grieve. But he also tells you that sorrow only lasts a lifetime. No. Sorrow may come, but joy is definitely will come. And it's a joy to even come and sit here and talk about my process that I'm going through because I know that it will go to somebody. And another person will tell another somebody. And another person will tell another somebody. I go say, man, but if she can do it, me can do it too.
It's hard, even sitting and speaking to you.
Yeah.
Because my heart is racing. But you're in a better place than me. Because you're a woman of God. I'm not saying I'm not a man of God.
Yeah.
But I might not be at the position you're in right now.
And it takes time and it takes work. Sometimes I sit down and I said, listen, my man, God, why you play with me so rough? No, him rough when him ready.
He's testing you.
And I'm sometimes sitting down and myself, why? Some people don't understand, even for come out of a situation where the devil have all of you. And him know your routine. Him know everything what you are going to do. Sometimes we need to realize and understand, The devil know we more than we know ourselves, And him know what God are going to do with we, because remember, he was a worshipper. He knew everything, but because of bad mind and jealousy, he lost it all. So no feel like him no know, say, God have a call upon your life. And him know, say, if God say, I saw it go, I saw it go. So he have to test you, he have to tempt you, he have to make sure, say, you're there, which part him there. And once you leave there,
You're thinking
people can take out their pieces. You will have a man, you will have the Turkish man. We open him shop 24 hours a day. And him have you, little black man, as him little client. Nobody no know. You, the little black man now, they're on the road. Can't sleep. I make your little thing. And just tie it up and like where you start though? Your car, your clothes, everything change.
Yeah,
I'm not say you cannot have that because you work feet because you up on the road night and day. But where's your sense of understanding? Because you start with the police watch you. You think the Turkish man are going to the policeman watch him?
No.
He might cut you off and tell you, say, listen, my man, there's a different tactics to how you come to me. Because I don't want film bread stop. Then the policeman start watch you. Because the car new and the clothes new You don't have nothing else behind it. And then you go prison. Don't him go have somebody else who come to him? But where you there? Why can't we be
Smart.
and educate ourselves? And that's where the bad mind come in now. Because me see you with a car and the 2-piece of Gucci and Prada, I don't know how you get it. And me say, me feel like you make £5 over me. Someone want to lick you out of the way now for make the 5, so it come 10. But then there's a little juvenile coming up, watching you, and say, oh, so is that what you do, so I can do better? So society have us in a ball. And there's only one way we can come out of that ball is to be united. And we are the only source and race that is not. And we need to change. We need to change. If we see something I want for you, we start do the same. When me can make ice cream and you can make sky juice, me not leave you with the sky juice. Me want to make ice cream and sky juice. How can we operate? You understand? Yes, you're going to say the Indian man have shop here, so but they know how. Because if they're not selling the right bean, and their next door have the bean, they're sending you next door to buy the bean. We'd rather send you to the Indian man instead of sending you to your own. When will we stop?
Something have to do. There's a lot of work need to be done in the black
There
community.
is, and I don't know. I cannot do it on my own.
Okay, you're gonna get
That
there.
is why we are calling.
You're gonna reach out there because I can. Your persona. As I said, I speak with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And some people, same thing happened to them. And they speak to me on the phone and they encouraging me and they wish they could come and speak with me, but they can bring themselves.
And
to
this
speak
is
to
why
me.
we're here.
Okay, if you could tell your son Tyler anything, what would it be?
I love you, and I wouldn't have changed you for the world.
And if your son would be able to tell you one thing, what would he tell you?
Mom, stop crying, man. I've got this.
You're a brave mother.
Thank you.
Continue being brave.
Thank you.
The 8 people that get charged for your son, they will be sentencing soon,
Yeah.
right? And would it be closer for you?
Closure for me?
I would never be a closer.
There'll never be a closure for me.
But you would never have a burden, a heavy heart for them.
No.
And would you able, at the end of the sentencing, would you able to let go?
Yes. I am trying to let go now. I want the 2 that did their time. And if it was something that was conspiracy, then everybody have to face their consequences.
Would you tell them that you forgive them?
Yeah. I have written that speech in my head over and over.
And you want them to know that you
I want them to know that I want justice to be served. And I want them to try. It may be hard, but to change. Accept what they have done and start afresh. That's all I want. And what I want is that. And for the parents not to be discouraged and not to feel shame because it wasn't them. God bless you and thank you. Thank you for having me. Hope we will do this again soon with others.
Let's invite more people.
Yes,
let's have a forum. Let's talk
Yes,
about it.
it's time.
The only way our community can move forward
It's
is to
time.
come together.
It's time.
You're so brave.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.